Hello, everybody.
Yo, what's going on?
Welcome back to another episode of the Anime Mystics podcast. I am Roman,
I am Steven Sonosuke-sama.
and I know we just released an episode last week, but as we said in that episode, we're going to do one the following week, and then we're going to go back into our normal schedule of every
Yes.
other week.
Yes.
So, yeah, this one not going to be as drama heavy.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we're talking about fun and wholesome, cool stuff. Not the industry is going to hell. Oh God, the fire is spreading. Put it out. Put it out. Put it out.
Right. We got three shows we're going to be discussing this time, and yeah,
Well, I'll let you finish. But before we get started, I have a question for you.
okay. So yeah, three shows, mainly because I've been kind of slacking on my anime watching since I don't do reactions anymore. I guess I'm kind of going through a little bit of a burnout, but I need to get back into it because there are shows I want to finish from last season and the season before, and there are shows from this season I want to pick up and watch. So yeah, I don't know. I think I've had enough time. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I
but
def
you had to move as well, so that was really physical on you.
Yeah, I had to move. That was end of last month, and everything seems to be fine now. Like we're getting pretty settled, and yeah, just gotta finish paying off all those bills from the previous house.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So yeah, that makes sense. You got a lot going on. So yeah.
once all that's done, then yeah, I could start getting back into it. I don't have a TV in here, so it's all my computer that I'm using as entertainment.
Yeah. Sure.
But
No rush.
yeah. Okay, so what were you gonna ask?
So I asked this last week. I'm gonna ask this week. Did you watch Shang-Chi yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Um, I don't even know if I'll go to theaters to watch it. Like there are
Mm,
there are a few, like even from the last group, that I didn't go to theaters to watch, but
okay.
I'll definitely watch it. We'll just see when I actually do. Um,
All right.
like I know I didn't go to theaters to watch Captain Marvel, although I have watched it. If it wasn't for my cousin's boyfriend at the time asking if I wanted to go see Black Panther, I wouldn't have gone to see that either. Uh, I don't think I went and saw Thor 2 or Iron Man 3 or anything like that. So there's a few that I didn't go to see. Um, Again, with the bills I gotta pay off, I gotta focus on that first before I actually go see a movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. Whenever it comes on Disney Plus or something, I'll probably watch it. Like I know Black Widow goes up for free next month, so I'll probably watch that then. Oh yeah, that's another one I didn't go to theaters to go watch was Black Widow.
Well, then they're going to be mad at you because they're going to blame you for its decline in sales.
Bah, it's not like I watched it on Disney Plus either. I wasn't going to spend $30 to pay for that. Jesus. If I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I'd rather go to the theater and get the full, surround sound and everything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree, man. Um, that's yeah, that's what got him in all that trouble. The actor Simu Liu or whatever, because when the CEO said that they were gonna try the alternates because it blew up on him with Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit. Like I'm not getting a cut of that Disney Plus money. So they said, fine, we're gonna give Shang-Chi 45 days in the theater so he can make his little profit because it sounds like they gave him the same contract.
Right.
And then after 45 days, they're gonna immediately move it to Disney Plus, and then for people like you that are like, I'm too tired or I'm too busy, but it's Saturday night, so let me just throw it on and just suck it up and pay the $30, right? So he got butthurt over that, and that's what got him into trouble because he thought the CEO of Disney was calling him an experiment, and it's like, no, you dumbass, he's talking about the process they're about to try. And I don't know what's the problem. It ends up with more money for him.
Does it really though?
Well, we'll find out because it already declined 55% over from in week 2. So by the time it does get to Disney Plus, you are correct. Who's going to care?
Well, I'm sure there are people who are waiting, but we'll see. I don't really care. I'm waiting for it to go up for free. So
And then there's people like you.
yeah, like I'm not gonna pay $30 just to watch a movie at home.
Fair enough.
And then, like I said, if I was gonna pay that, I'd go to the theater and watch it and get like my popcorn and everything.
Yeah, because funny enough, that's what I'm probably going to do this weekend. Because I know I'm showing my age here, but the new Clint Eastwood movie is coming out. And I actually liked The Mule, the one that came out, I think, in 2019.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like a year or so ago.
Yeah, so I actually did like that. It was, simple, easy, hour, 45 minutes in, out. Okay, forgettable after that. But when I did watch it, it was a good, fun movie. And it's apparently like the same guys and all that. So there's that. And of course, Clint Eastwood and I were born on the same day. So, there's always that going for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But after that, there's also the Gerard Butler's, Leonidas, his new dumb action shoot 'em up movie. So it's like, where he's basically still doing Olympus Has Fallen.
He still has those movies coming out.
Well, he did 3 of them, but he's basically acting like the same kind of character, like this, like he's in a Contra game, just running and gunning.
Okay, so he's been typecast.
Yeah,
Too
pretty
late.
much.
Too late for him now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him in Expendables 5.
Oh God, I did hear something about it in Expendables where I think they were saying that Tony Jaa was going to be in it.
Yeah, in Expendables 4, yeah.
Yeah, and I forget a couple other people. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe by the time the Eternals come out, I'll actually go and see it in the theaters.
So the one movie everyone expects to flop is the one you're gonna go and watch.
Well, the first trailer didn't impress me much. Like it was as I like to refer to it as a true teaser trailer because it didn't really show anything or explain anything or give you any indication as to what the movie was about.
Yeah.
The second trailer has me more interested.
I don't even know. Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? Some stuff came out today, I guess, with like Hawkeye and everything.
Yeah, which looks fun. I'll watch it because it's on Disney Plus. But I'll probably do what I usually do and just wait for it all to be released and then just binge it all.
Okay.
Because that's what I've done with all the shows so far.
All right.
But yeah, it looks like it looks like a fun show. It looks interesting, so I'm gonna watch it.
I look forward to your commentary.
No, it looks funny. That's all I know.
Which is funny because they're looking to dump his ass because he's in court because apparently he's another one of those guys that slaps his wife around, allegedly.
Yeah.
So I guess, and it sounds like they had already filmed this, or this was already like in the works even before Corona happened. So they had it, so they just got like, okay, well, we're just gonna put it out and then be be rid of him. So watch them at the end, kind of give him the Poochie treatment. Poochie returned to his planet and his spaceship crashed and burned on the way home. Hawkeye crashed. Hawkeye's spaceship crashed on his way home. The end.
Well, I know he's supposed to be retired, but you know how it always goes.
Yeah.
And I think this is supposed to introduce his replacement anyway. So
Yeah, Kate whatever.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop, there you go. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of it's funny because they show her doing things in this in the trailer, and she's just constantly messing up.
Okay.
So,
Roman is going to get his all-female, all-waifu Avengers in a minute, led by Captain Marvel.
Oh, they already have that in the comics too, so it's not like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I guess for people who are constantly like, oh, they're just trying to appease women and blah blah blah, like shut up.
Yeah, no, that's what everyone said is they're building towards instead of building towards like introducing the X-Men or the Fantastic Four. Instead, they're going right for all-female Avengers, and it's like, okay, like, what would make the female Avengers kind of fun? Psylocke, Rogue, Storm, just spitballing here.
I'm pretty sure they've always just been X-Men, though.
Oh, okay. Right.
Except for Storm, I think she worked with the Black Panther for a bit because she was his wife.
Correct.
But other than that, I don't know. Psylocke, she's kind of on and off, good guy, bad guy.
Yeah, right. Whatever they need her to be.
Yeah, Rogue. I don't know. She's a rogue, so she does whatever she does.
Wow.
Anyway, I know they're going to be bringing them in. I think they said something about Professor X being in the next Doctor Strange movie. So, I don't know. We'll see.
The next Doctor Strange movie? You mean Spider-Man No Way Home?
No, I mean Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
No. That's Doctor Strange 4. Doctor Strange 3 is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Well, technically, that would be Doctor Strange 2, because there hasn't even been a second Doctor Strange yet.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. Thank you. Yes, so yeah, Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right. And then Doctor Strange... No, but I mean Multiverse of Madness. So that's the one that they're supposed to be introducing, I guess, Professor X in. if the rumor is true.
Yeah, we'll see. They like to shoot themselves in the foot with their promos now and their previews and their hints and their what do they call it? Not headcanon, but their teasers. I don't know, foreshadows.
What do you mean?
Because it kept getting them in trouble with like WandaVision when people thought they were building up towards Mephisto and it was just instead of boner joke.
Oh, well, that was just people assuming that they were going to bring in Mephisto. Like, even now, they're still saying, oh, it's Mephisto, it's Mephisto. It's just people hyping themselves up for something that hasn't even been, like, hinted at all. Trying to take every little thing and be like, oh, this is who they're bringing in, and then they get super excited about it, and then when it's not there, they're disappointed. It's like, maybe stop and actually wait and see what happens. Don't keep trying to come up with theories that make no sense.
I mean, I can't really blame them, though, because we know the plot lines and the storylines they're basing these movies off of, and I get that their hands are tied with, for instance, what characters they have the rights and access to, and then what can make a cohesive story, but I don't really want to use the cohesive storyline as a bigger excuse, because it's a comic book. You know, if you wanted to make, a new character, if you wanted to make Mr. Fantastic a stretchy pirate guy, you can, and then he got his powers from a mystical fruit from Galactus.
Right.
Possible, because it's a comic book, whatever your imagination could come up with. But I get why people overhype themselves, because it's like, oh, it's this storyline. But, I do agree that people do read into it too much, and then they do get super salty when they get disappointed. But I'm with you to the extent where I take them for what they are, because like I said, the way they introduced Punisher into the MCU, or at least through the Netflix shows, was through Daredevil when he was a Spider-Man villain.
Right.
And I thought that was perfectly fine. And everyone pretty much is like, I love Punisher. I think Punisher is the best Netflix show.
Right.
I haven't seen season 2, and I know everyone says it's trash, but it's also still on my list, so I do want to watch it at some point. But Punisher season 1 was like my favorite Netflix Marvel show, period, hands down. And John Bernthal, I thought, did a damn good job, and I'm the guy that said Dolph Lundgren was the best Punisher, so But John Bernthal just nailed it. I never thought that I'd see the day where Punisher would have like a southern rustic accent, and I'm just like, we just make Punisher yelling noises. It's beautiful, man. It's awesome.
Right.
But yeah, it's. Oof. But
like
I
was gonna say, when it comes to like those theories and everything, I'm like, even the same with like shows like One Piece. Like I know there's a ton of theories about what's going on, and I'm just like, I'll just wait till Oda shows me what's actually happening.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because I know a lot of people that get super excited about their theories, and then when it doesn't happen, they get disappointed. like with the Mephisto thing and WandaVision. Like they're even doing it now with Spider-Man, saying that it's Mephisto, which it could be, but I'm going to wait and see what happens and not hype myself up that we're getting a Mephisto introduction.
Yeah. No, I like I said, I totally buy that because remember this was the fallout from Civil War. Remember when he made that deal with Mephisto to erase the whole world's memory so that he could go back to being undercover Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Because they were like, didn't they put like they put Aunt May in the hospital, right? Because it was like the half the Sinister Six or whatever like went straight to his house and put Aunt May in the hospital.
I think she died.
Oh, in that one?
I
right after
think.
Civil War?
Like, I think she was put in the hospital but died there. So
okay.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. So if you know the answer, anybody who's listening, let me know and let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I might have to ask Ramon and Eddie about that one. But yeah. I know exactly the storyline that they're going at for.
Yeah.
And that's how he did it. So Doctor Strange is basically the stand-in for Mephisto because again, they don't have access to Mephisto yet.
As far as we know.
Yeah. But it does make sense because Mephisto was a Ghost Rider villain. I mean, it would make sense that he would be a Doctor Strange villain as well, but
yeah.
I don't know.
And I get what they're saying, because Mephisto was the one that did all that.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I'm just gonna watch and see what happens, and if it happens to be Mephisto, then cool. But if not, then I'm not gonna be disappointed by it just because I got my hopes up.
All right. Yeah. And funny enough that you brought like One Piece and what they're doing. I said that one of my favorite stories that happened in Kobayashi and Dragon Maid. I was waiting for that to happen in the anime, and now I just watched episode 10 today, and it still hasn't happened. And it was between Lukoa and Shota, and essentially it's basically we've got 2 episodes to go, so I don't know if they're going to get to it because I already know they're going to basically the last part of the last manga that I read. They're basically building towards, but it was supposed to be like Shota's dad, because his dad is also a big magician.
Yeah.
So they basically send him to Harry Potter school, and he has to compete to basically show that he's, graduating. His skills are at a certain level, and it's literally just Harry Potter. Like they're all on their broomsticks and everything, and all the kids are calling him trash, and they're all like, they call Lukoa like a big dumb familiar, and she's just standing there taking it. And then finally at the end, he like bitch slaps the bully kid, and he's all like, "Don't talk shit about my familiar," and Lukoa just basically wets her shorts. So it's like that. And I was waiting the whole season. I was like, all right, this is gonna be it. The most recent episode, Kana's day off or Kana's vacation, was before that actually, and so that's why I was like, what the hell? So they've been kind of chopping up the storylines.
Okay.
Which is something as well that they did that KyoAni did with the first season. Like with the dodgeball match, the legendary death dodgeball.
Yeah.
That was maybe like half a page. But they turned it into like a whole 5-minute animated scene where they're all just basically beating up the dodgeball bullies. So
Nice.
they've been doing that. They've been taking like little like stories and chopping it up and then kind of like spreading them out or expanding on them completely. Same thing with the Toru Irudu fight. That was like a completely big like thing. Like it really blew it all up out of, really expanded on it. But in the manga, it was a really brief thing, maybe like a page, 2 pages. Because I guess the mangaka is just not really, an action guy. But KyoAni's like, don't trip, we got this. I made a whole like action scene out of it, a whole fight scene out of it. Yeah. So essentially, this ties into what we're saying because I psyched myself out. And now we're basically getting to, I guess, what is one of the big major turning points in the manga with Kana. But yeah, and here I am. I'm like, oh, it's gonna come. It's coming. And then Harry Potter Shota-kun never happened. And so now I'm like, well, shit.
Well, if they get a 3rd season, maybe they'll do it there.
Yeah, maybe.
But
That'd be kind of awkward.
Yeah, like
It definitely came before the ending with Kana, but like, and I figured that as soon as I saw that in the preview for the next episode, I was like, yeah, they're not doing it.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was a bit too much or something.
I want to say they substituted the Father's Day thing, unless the Father's Day story happened in a later chapter of the manga that I didn't get to. But it was another way in which Shotakun basically is him trying to impress his father. Um, but yeah. So it's unfortunate, but that's what I figured they did. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be very vague so that when you get to that point, you'll just be like, "Oh yeah,
Cool. Probably for the best.
yeah." But yeah. So, well, if you ever read the manga too, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
and
don't
if
know.
it makes you feel any
I
better,
plan on maybe getting it eventually. Like right now, I want to finish. What is it? Sleepy Princess. I want to get the rest of those.
okay,
I think they're up to like volume 15 or something now.
got it. Yeah, good call.
That and I want
Yeah.
to start getting dumbbells, but volume 1 has been sold out for like months.
Wow.
At least on Right Stuff. They have it for the cheapest price, which is why I'm waiting for them to get it.
I got you. You sound like me and Spy X Family.
Oh, is it? You're just starting that one too?
Well, no, I'm trying to, but it's sold out and expensive or expensive.
Yeah. Like I think Amazon has like the volumes at like 10, 11, maybe 12, at least for like dumbbell, but Right Stuff has them for like 8, 9.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I'm waiting. Like, okay, well, you'll let me know when it's in because I got you as a notification. So we'll see how long it takes for you to get them.
Yeah, I also ordered Spy X Family, but I had it sent here to my residence on the East Coast, my temporary residence.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, is it gonna get to me in time? I ordered volumes 1 and 2. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it arrives in time and you don't miss it.
But I guess what I'm also trying to say to wrap this all up is I am disappointed that Mephisto also didn't show up in Kobayashi.
I know, right?
MCU is just disappointing me left and right, man. This is why I stopped watching it.
I don't know. I haven't been disappointed too much yet. The only thing that so far has disappointed me has been that first Eternals trailer, but they made up for it with the second one.
Look at you. Okay. So faithful, so loyal.
I like what I like. Until they start proving that they suck, then yeah, I'll continue to support them. But for now, yeah, I'm going to keep watching. Even if I don't go to like the theater to watch it, I'll still watch it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm over it. I mean, I'll go watch Spider-Man. I will go watch Spider-Man. I'm not gonna lie. I'll go watch Spider-Man. It's funny that everyone was saying that Spider-Man killed the hype for Shang-Chi, because after the Spider-Man trailer came out, and that I think would be more comparable to calling it a teaser than a trailer, because that also was like short, didn't really tell you anything, and it did confirm a lot of people's like issues about crossing over the universes, because you got Doctor Octopus by Alfred Molina, and then you got what's his face's Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, but it also is kind of scary that in order to get people excited, they have to go old school or go retro, and it's like, then I agree, and I think it was Geeks and Gamers who said it, if not like the guys on Friday Night Tights. They said if you were really going in that direction, then you should have just called Sam Raimi and let him make Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I did not watch. I want to say there was a new trailer for Venom and Carnage, but I didn't watch it yet. and I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah, I think it came out beginning of the month or last week or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it either.
something like that. That was also one. I watched the first trailer where it was Eddie and Venom in the best slice of life anime this fall.
Right.
So that was pretty dumb, but I mean, yeah. Which is also again, I just like the character so much that I'm willing to forgive the whole like ignore Spider-Man part. So
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, as long as it's a good movie.
and you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say that's my prediction is they're calling it No Way Home because they're gonna make the crossover between Spider-Man and Venom, but we'll see. I think the other thing too, and this was also to Eric July's credit, he said that in any run of Spider-Man, be it Ultimates or be it the default universe, they were like Teenage Spider-Man didn't last all that long. He's been an adult like his entire career. The whole high school thing was like over real fast. So for the MCU to still keep him in high school, like what, 5, 6 movies later, it's just like you're really shortchanging him here.
I guess. I
So,
mean, yeah, sure. The comics, he was well, even in the Sam Raimi one, he got out of high school like after the first half of the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, different movie, different universe.
right.
We were just talking about how they can do what they want with it. So
Yeah.
because you brought up the whole Galactus thing, Mr. Fantastic getting the gum fruit from Galactus. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, yeah. I don't mind him being in high school. It doesn't bother me that much, as long as the movies are good. But yeah, it is. I don't know, what grade is he in. Is he a senior?
Probably. He's probably gonna. Yeah, because they said that was the whole reason why they went to Europe. I think was because of the senior trip.
It was a senior trip. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, then this might be the last one he's in high school in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Because there is an age gap between Peter and Eddie Brock, but it also is like Eddie Brock's not like 10 years older than Peter. Probably within at least like 3 to 4 years, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. Yeah. So I am really what I just want maximum carnage, man. That's all I'm asking for. But half the people either aren't in the MCU or are dead, or in Thor's case, fat.
Well, for now. I think they said he wasn't going to be fat in the next door movie, so.
Okay.
To all of our disappointment.
All right. I don't even care about Thor. I'll leave that one to you. You'll probably come back and you'll be like, I love it. Oh, it's great. I'm just be like, yeah.
Again,
So, yeah.
I'll like what I like.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Funny, and I know I said we're not going to talk about One Piece, but you saw in the channel here on Discord, I got Megumi Hayashibara's book that she wrote. It's kind of like an autobiography, also kind of like the impact the voice acting industry had on her, right?
Right.
I did not know that she voiced Rebecca in One Piece.
Oh, okay. From Dressrosa. Okay, I don't think you would know that because you stopped at Alabasta. But yeah.
I just know the character. I just know the character from the design and artwork, let's say.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like they're like the group of Amazons or whatever, right?
No, she was just like a gladiator.
Oh, gladiator. There
on Dressrosa, which was run by Doflamingo.
And didn't people thought that she was going to join the crew, right?
That's basically like the theories that everybody kept throwing out that Rebecca would join the crew. But they always say that about just about anybody that seems to spend a lot of time with the crew in an arc. They're like, oh, they're going to join. And then they don't join, and then they're disappointed.
So, like MCU fans, where have you heard this before?
Like, I know right now they're saying... Oh, God, what's the name of that chick? Not Kaido's quote-unquote son.
Yamato,
but the other one. I'm looking her up now. She's a bunny girl.
Oh yeah. I remember. I saw her. She was with Sanji, right? And Sanji's sister and all of them.
Was she around then?
Like literally, she's more bunny than girl.
Yeah.
Damn, she's still. Dude, that was like 2 years ago. When I saw her on Japanese TV.
Yeah, she's on. She's with the crew right now, but she hasn't officially joined. But
Okay.
people are expecting her to.
Okay. The episode that I saw was with Sanji's sister, and she like sucked the poison out of Luffy, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's hot."
Yeah. Oh God, what is?
One Piece bunny chick. Like that's gonna just narrow the search down.
Well, once I see her, because I got the game up, I'll be able to tell you what her name is.
Bunny chick.
Oh, here she is. Carrot.
Karen.
Carrot. Like a carrot.
Carrot. Okay.
Which should have been obvious for me since she's a bunny, but yeah, okay. Yeah, her name's Carrot.
Okay. All right.
I see her, and I know there's one other one that they keep saying is going to join the crew. But again, they say that about everybody in every arc. This person's going to join the crew, and then they don't. And then they're like, oh. Or a lot of them are like, good, I didn't want them to join the crew anyway.
Aw.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, too.
What kind of a fandom is this? It's about being all inclusive and accepting, and it doesn't matter if your flaw is being a terrible person. We love you here on the Going Merry.
Who was a terrible person?
Nico, Robin, Nami, and Usopp. Wasn't Usopp just a plain old thief?
No, Usopp's a liar.
Okay, there you go. Oh, liar.
Nami was the thief. She was stealing from pirates in order to pay off Arlong so she could buy her island back and save her village.
Yeah.
Robin actually didn't do anything and was just framed for destroying that entire island and was just on the run for her entire life.
You know who was a terrible person? Tony Chopper.
Well, I mean, he won't let them eat him as emergency food, so yeah. I mean, Luffy's a hungry guy. If there's no food, you better watch out, Chopper. You're the next steak on the menu. Reindeer chops and all that.
Oh, jeez. Does he actually get more meat when he goes like full on like buff Bara deer?
I think so. Because it like boosts up his muscles. There's also his monster point where he's like, I don't know, 20 feet tall, 10, 15, 20 feet tall, something like that.
Okay, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see him being a bad person. Because he won't let them eat him.
Man. Sorry, my friend Patrick just shared pumpkin spiced salmon.
You guys have gone too far with this pumpkin spice stuff.
like crusted, like pumpkin spice crusted salmon.
could we just not really like? Salmon is fine on its own. You don't need to add pumpkin to it. Then again, you're talking to a guy who doesn't even like pumpkin pie, so.
Oh, you see. So we're talking about the bad guys in One Piece. You're the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the bad guy.
You're the real villain.
I am, yes. They just don't know it yet.
You're worse than Crocodile. Crocodile like pumpkin spice lattes.
He seems like the kind.
So the Duke of Death and his black maid, huh?
And his maid, yeah.
So, Alice, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's the only female right now, except for the sister, and I don't know, what is she, like 11, 12?
Something like that. She's a jaguar.
And loves older men.
Yeah, she's
like
a jaguar.
Gray hair and everything. Is that what they call them? Jaguars?
Yeah, because it's like cougar is an older woman pursuing a younger man.
Yeah.
So when it's a younger girl pursuing an older man, it's a jaguar.
Huh.
That's what he said, right? You got to that part where Bok-chan, young master, where that's where he told her.
I just got to the second episode where he sees that she likes older men.
Okay,
but I don't think he used the term yet.
Okay, then that's in the next episode. Yeah, it's not too long after that, like when he finally is like, "Bruh, what's wrong with you?"
I do like that she does visit him every once in a while, though.
Yeah. So Bok-chan is Hanai Natsuki, so it's Tanjiro. And obviously the little sister is Inori Minase, so that's Hestia.
Right.
Rob, the butler, is actually Lieutenant Tsuruichi from Golden Kamui. So
okay.
It's all those roles. And then Alice is a brand new voice actress. So she's relatively new.
Okay. Cool.
So, and Alice also sings the ending.
Oh. I think I skipped the ending.
Yeah.
Then again, I think the ending for season 2 was just like an instrumental or something, because they were dancing at the end.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Alice and Bok-chan actually do a couple of duets and everything. It's really sweet. It's really nice. And for a series that I came in, I would think I was expecting more Black Butler than what I got. But as soon as she shows up and she just lifts up her fucking dress, I was like, what am I watching? What is this? And she's one of those, I didn't used to be like this, but you changed me, you opened me up kind of characters.
Yeah.
So, and then you see how she is around others. She's very reserved and all of that. But you learn more about her and obviously, about how she became like that. You right out the gate get a huge sense of their relationship because, he knows Bok-chan has his insta-death touch there.
Yeah.
And I can even tell you this without watching, only with you having seen 2 episodes, and I can't. This is just my conspiracy theory, but I think the whole thing that they're building up towards is, I think, and I have no proof of this, but I believe that Bok-chan killed the dad.
Is that why he's not around?
That's my hypothesis, because where did dad go? And
he went to go get some cigarettes.
Yes, the typical answer.
I'm going to the store. I'll be back.
18th century cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, maybe cigars, because what's his name? His friend had cigars. So.
Yes, quote unquote his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I think. I think that he accidentally killed dad, and mom just wasn't having it, kicked his ass out. And then you learn about Alice's involvement eventually, but she's one of those "I won't give up on you because you never gave up on me" types.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just her playful nature just caught me off guard, and I think that's really what personally sold me on the show. Is yeah, it's like, oh well, anime titties. It's like, yeah, but let's be honest, anime titties are a dime a dozen. Even I'll admit that.
Right.
So it's not even the anime titties these days, but it's who they're attached to. And in Alice's case, I think that the character and the playful personality is like, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what I've been saying most of the time. It's not the boobs, it's who they're attached to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There've been big titty anime bitches that I've passed on.
Sure, but usually that's because there's a MILF somewhere.
Correct. And we'll get to Jahy and Kobayashi in a minute, but yeah, it's
yeah.
But yeah. There's and for at least definitely in the 2 episodes that you've seen, I got to give Hanai Natsuki props. I know that he also did Sieg in Fate Apocrypha, and everybody's all like, Sieg sucks.
Right.
But he's and as Tanjiro, he's a little dork. But in here, he really, I think, sells it. I think he does a damn good job, and I think that he's making a run for like top tier voice actor, like all up there on the ranks of like Kirito's voice actor, Yoshitsugu, and Subaru's voice actor too.
Right.
I think Hanai Natsuki is really running for it. Like he's really trying to prove himself. Like, yo, I can do this. I can do a wide range. I can be emotional and all of that. And in later episodes as well, like I said, he actually sings and does duets with Alice's voice actress. So he actually can sing too. So this dude's got talent.
Nice. So yeah, I thought he's been doing pretty good. Like, I haven't had any complaints about his voice acting so far in the 2 episodes I've seen. But we'll see what happens in the other episodes. But if you're saying he's been doing good all around, then yeah, I don't expect it to change. I expect him to do a good job.
Yeah, it's for me. It's and this when it comes to voice actors and all that, I'm always JP Dub, and when I look at not only the range of how they can, so like when we get to Jahy, if I told you that Uesaka Sumire voices Maho Shoujo, and then I told you that it's also the same voice such as Nagatoro, they sound completely different.
Right.
So when with Hanai Natsuki, he kind of sounds the same. Like you can kind of hear Tanjiro in his Bokuchan, but when he starts singing and doing poetry and all of that, it's kind of like, whoa, okay. All right. I see you. Now I feel bad that he wasn't recognized in the theater when he slid in there to try to watch Demon Slayer. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
They didn't recognize him?
They didn't recognize him. He bought a ticket. He just jumped in there and he's just like, yeah, that's me. I'm on the screen, and no one paid any attention to him. No one didn't know who he was.
Well, they'll regret that.
I mean, to be fair to the random to the general audience.
Yeah, they're not gonna know what he looks like.
Yeah, he's 5'2" and he's got like big nerdy glasses on and he's got like curly, like unkempt hair, and this is his professional photo. Can you blame him? And I'm sure he just didn't even bother to dress himself up or anything. He just grabbed Jack and walked out, and so. Everyone's just like, yeah, that Tanjiro's pretty cool. He's like, that's me. It's like, what? Who are you?
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not Tanjiro.
Yeah, get out of here, nerd.
Go back to your anime waifus.
Did you see that Inezuko's voice actress is dating the guy that played Kyoto from Redo of Healer?
Really?
Yeah, Kito Akari is dating Kyoto.
Well, cool.
Not so innocent now, is she?
No.
No. To be fair though, she's been playing a couple of like in characters in ecchi shows. I mean, well, with Sonikaku Kawaii being the lewdest of them all.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm leading to believe that she's a little freak, but that's all good. She's the pull my hair and slap my ass harder, daddy. I knew she had it in her. So, but yeah. I mean, Tomita Miyu is as well, but I think that Tomita Miyu is a little bit more out there. When she's talking as Rico from Made in Abyss and talking about peeing and Ochinchin jokes.
Right.
So, but yeah. Anyways, back to Boku-chan. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Everyone pretty much delivers stellar roles, and I focus on the characters and the voice acting because, again, we've kind of touched on this a couple of times that the animation is kind of janky.
I guess in some parts it can be.
Yeah. It's apparently it's got a strong enough following though, because it's still like in the top 5, and the season's almost over, and it's still hovering in the top 5 of shows according to Anime Trending.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least it's not like affecting its popularity.
Yeah, no, I think that people came into it liking the story enough that it didn't even matter that JC staff, everyone's favorite animation studio, just kind of like, we'll just kind of give it these PS2 graphics and call it a day.
Right.
So, well, I'll be generous. It's PS3 graphics. It kind of looks like Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Ni no Kuni.
Alrighty.
No, it wants to be Ghibli, but they don't want to put in the budget or the effort, so they end up with a Ni no Kuni.
Wasn't that Ghibli actually?
No, that was a Level 5 Studios. They just kind of emulated the look.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, Ghibli had nothing to do with the Ni no Kuni.
Alrighty.
But yeah, and it works. They made it work. And you can see too, like I said, when you get introduced to Cuff, and her friend, I think that you'll appreciate Cuff, and they do expand more on the witches, and I think that from last week's episode, they still don't really know what's the witch, because it's been some world building the last couple of episodes, but I think that now that we're in the home stretch for the season, I think we're going to be discovering a lot more about the witches and what's going on with the curse.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing what's going on with that. But for some reason, I just have this inkling that you might appreciate Cuff.
Cool.
So she's kind of dumb, kind of innocent, but she's also particularly strong, and she catches on real fast. But also because she's dumb, she leads to shenanigans.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so what else? What else do we got? I mean, like I said, Alice is probably one of the best girls of the season, and that's saying that we got strong competition with Jahy and all the characters in Jahy.
Right.
It's, but I like that. I like the type that don't give up, even though he's just kind of like, leave me alone. I just want to cut myself and listen to Linkin Park. and she's just like, look over there, what panties, and so and that, by the way, that doesn't go away. So if you're not a fan of that, then like, I know our one guy on Discord probably will just absolutely hate that, but
well, we're talking about Alice, right?
Yeah,
he probably doesn't like her anyway.
Yeah, true. He cup size outgrew his interests.
Right.
But just in again, and I'm trying not to dwell on this, because you know how triggered I get when people are like, fan service sucks, fan service ruins show, And so that's why this romantic setting, and it's like set in like the 1800s, and it's European and all of this, and it's really sweet and innocent. And then you have Alice who's just like fan service,
Yeah.
and she'll do it whenever. She's the one who's all like that would do like that's what she said jokes, even when it doesn't even apply.
Right.
And it's like, and she represents to me the antithesis to these people. Like, fan service ruins shows. Yet again, I remind you, this show, at least to the fans that vote, is still top 5 worthy of the season. And so I think I also appreciate Alice and probably give her more credit because she's like a middle finger to those that complain about fan service in anime. I think that helps elevate her status in my book.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining, so.
she she opens the door and Book-chan's like, why are you naked? She's all like, dude, I sleep naked. I just don't sleep with my clothes. He's like, put clothes on. And then the next time, he comes over there and he's like knocking on the door. He's like, you got clothes on this time? She's like, yes, I know how you are. I got clothes on. And then she opens the door and she's just there in fucking lingerie. And she's like, I thought you said you had clothes on. She's like, I got my underwear on. That's clothes.
Yeah. You didn't specify how much clothes.
Correct.
Just clothes.
It's clothes. She's not lying.
No.
So that's why I appreciate and love Alice so much. And again, to the voice actress's credit, I don't know her name. It slips my mind right now. I apologize to her, but she's doing a bang up job, and I hope to see a lot more coming from her. And for all I know, she might have been a singer that's crossing over into voice acting, but she's killing it. I would love to see more from her in the future.
I'm sure we will. If this does really well, I'm sure people will be calling to get her in their show.
Yeah. If you keep watching it and you get to was it episode 9? I think that's where I stopped. Well, last week's episode was 9. Give me a moment here. I apologize. Yeah, when you get to episode 10, let me know what you think about the lullaby, because they call it the cat and the owl, and I'm not sure if that's a Japanese like lullaby or if that's a European lullaby or what. But yeah, let me know what you think if you get to episode 10 or when you get to episode 10.
Okay. Also, the voice actress's name is Ayumi Mano.
Yeah, I when I looked her up, I didn't recognize her for anything. Like if you look at her like My Anime List or her wiki page, it was like within like what 2019, 2020.
Yeah, she's relatively new.
Yeah, so I mean, she's coming out and she's swinging with 3 big ass name voice actors. Like we've said, the guy that voices Rob has been in Way of the Household Husband. He's been in Golden Kamuy. He's been in Sleepy Hime. He's been in a bunch of shit. So and I think he's been doing it ever since like the 90s. So he's really old school.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
And Untitled Chapter say obviously, Hestia. You don't get any bigger than that. So.
Right.
So yeah, and then obviously Hanai Natsuki, so fucking Tanjiro over there making people who didn't even consider themselves weebs be all like, yo, this Demon Slayer's pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah. So yeah. I will say that what's his name? God. The guy that Hanai Natsuki plays Kensho Ono. Kensho Ono is the voice of Giorno Giovanna from JoJo Part 5. And he's also the Japanese voice for Miles Morales in the Japanese dub of Enter the Spider-Verse. and I think I shared it with you and Sakiel. I think I did, but if I didn't, I'll get it to you. But they did on the Blu-ray. They did like these little shorts where it was kind of like Enter the Spider-Verse school,
Right.
and so Kensho Ono, who has a YouTube channel with Hanai Natsuki, he's in the classroom with Aoyuki because Aoyuki is Japanese Gwen Stacy, and they start filming. They show the classroom, and Kensho Ono and Aoyuki are sitting at the desks. And the first thing he does is he turns over to Aoyuki and he's like, "Hey, can I call you sometime?" And I was like, as soon as they start, the first thing this motherfucker does is hit on Aoyuki, respect plus 15. I'm like, this guy, this is a man of culture right here. And Aoyuki is going to be significant when we come to Jahy, what I just wrote in Discord before we started the recording tonight. But yes, yeah. So, and then Mamoru Miyano, who's the Japanese voice for Peter Parker, he came in, and then yeah. But that's the relevance. So Hanai Natsuki and Kensho Ono, if you haven't seen their YouTube channel, they I know like they even played Resident Evil Village not too long ago too. But
Okay.
yeah, check that out. And to wrap it all up, yeah, for now at least, it caught me off guard. You know, Death Lord, and Black Maid. I just call the Japanese title. Lord of Death or Death Lord and his
Duke of
Black
Death.
Maid. Yeah. And the dress has a significance as well. There is a reason why she wears black. So
It just looks like a funeral dress.
there's a reason for that. And it matches her panties, but you know, besides that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I love Alice. Alice is complex but also simple, and again, I can't get over the middle finger to those that hate fan service, you know. I'm trying to keep the drama news to a minimum, but I did share with you, speaking of Aoyuki, the Fire Force mangaka's in series reaction to people shitting all over Tamaki, right?
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, there you go. So any opportunity now to give these people the middle finger after, and most of the people that we know that like care about anime or our friends and whatnot, they've been watching anime like as long as we have for like over 20 years now, and they're like, oh, fan service sucks. It's like, bitch, you know, fan service is baked into the formula.
Yeah.
Hell, man, Ghibli films, speaking of those, had fan service in them. You guys still love those.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why, again, to wrap it all up and come back home, bring it home. That's why I appreciate Alice. And Hanai Natsuki, he's doing a bang-up job himself, so go get him, you little dweeb.
Whoops.
You okay? You okay over there?
Yeah, I dropped a hard drive.
Aw.
I don't know if it's... Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's still working.
That's good. That's good.
Thankfully, because it has all my anime on it.
That's kind of, yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
Don't lose that.
Oh, God. What is this? iOmega? Okay, yeah, they're a good brand if they could fall on a hardwood floor and still be working.
Okay.
So I guess I'll be buying from them more often.
Yeah.
I don't think a HP would have lasted.
Oh my god, so
Or a Western Digital, I mean.
My favorite character in Uma Musume is Golden Ship, the one that always likes to dick around and all that. They apparently turned her into a scarecrow.
Oh, did they?
one of the festivals in Ebina City in Kanagawa Prefecture.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I'll share this. I'll share this in later. But yeah, that's amazing. Golden Ship is the best.
uh,
She's like a prankster. She's like a giant shitlord. See, there's a common theme. See what I'm saying? It's like Alice is a prankster, is a shitlord. Golden Ship is a prankster, is a shitlord. Aoyuki is queen shitlord, and Uesaka Sumire is princess shitlord. Funny enough, they were an Aho girl together. Go figure.
oh, were they?
Yeah, it's the booby
Oh,
vice
yeah, that's
president.
right.
And Aho girl, of course, is Aoyuki. And yeah, Uesaka Sumire was booby vice president.
Nice.
So, but yeah. So, because I want to make you suffer, and I think that Kobayashi should be fairly quick, because you've only seen 2 episodes.
Right.
But I mean, for the most part, did you watch the shorts though?
I didn't. Those are on what, YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Crunchyroll, everywhere.
Oh, they are on Crunchyroll. It took me forever to find the second season on Crunchyroll.
Oh, because it's like buried underneath all 8 languages.
Yeah, it was like German, French, Spanish. And I was like, I don't need this. Just get me straight to the second season. And then it was like it started with Spanish subtitles before it even got to English.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now that you said that, it makes me wonder if they in the dubs, if they did all the SJW talk like they did in the English dub, thanks to Jamie Markey.
I don't know. I didn't watch the English dub, so because I remember hearing about all that, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna avoid that and just watch Japanese and subtitles.
Yeah. Oy vey. Alright, well. Okay, so you've watched how many episodes of second season?
2.
2. And where did you leave off, or what was the last thing that happened that you remember?
I guess Fafnir was blocked from all of his accounts on his game, and now he's going to go cause destruction. Goddamn
Daisuke Ono.
I'm assuming because he has multiple accounts, and I think you're only supposed to have one, right? I don't know how that works with those MMOs.
I don't recall myself now either. I don't remember that plot point.
Well, it happened at the end. It was like an after credit scene or before the credit scene. So
okay.
Everything like what happened before that was, I think Toru was teaching Ilulu how to be how to live amongst humans.
Okay, all right. Did I forgot if it was in that episode or if it was part of the shorts, but did you see Fafnir go meet up with his guildmates from the MMO in real life?
No.
Okay, so that was probably from the shorts.
I'll have to watch those. Those are what, like 5 minutes?
Yeah. It was to Kehlani's credit, it was something that they threw out there to tide people over the summer.
Yeah.
Until season 2 came out. And I think I said this before, but it was a good appetizer because it showed that they had some things coming up, and the 3D Toru that they had in their little intro is pretty impressive to me at least. Yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see that they still they bounced back. They didn't lose a beat, and it was nice. It was wholesome, and I think they're originals. Like those weren't even in the manga. I could be wrong, but at least from what I've read, I don't recognize any of those little short stories from the manga. So I think those are all completely original little ideas.
All right, cool. So I'll go check those out probably after this then. Because if they're only 5 minutes, then it's not like it's going to take me a whole lot of time to watch them all. How many are there? Like 12?
Yeah, there's 12. The whole season.
Okay, yeah, then I'll check those out after this.
But yeah, speaking of fan service characters, they were like, oh, big titty dragons are terrible. Oh, Doragon, oh. And then so they're like, you know what? Have another one. And this one, she's a lowly.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's the same age as Toru, though.
Same age as Toru, correct.
Yeah, because they made a point to bring that up.
Yeah.
It's the whole Uzaki thing all over again.
Uzaki.
Just with a dragon.
Yeah, well, look at Uzaki, same voice actress as Jahy. But anyways, yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I don't know why, but this thought creeped up on me like not too long ago, and you know, we like to consider ourselves as a species evolved and all of that, and I just keep thinking that back in the day to our Greek and Roman ancestors, and they idolized the human body. That's why they did the Olympics, and they were in constant competition with one another, trying to become the peak people that they are, and they appreciated the body.
Yeah.
And now we have again these people that anime titties just drive them crazy.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind. I don't know. I don't know why this came up. I don't know why. It's being an anime fan in 2021, I guess that's just kind of like, wait, what? These discussions we never had before. Like it used to just be us doing waifu wars. Like Roman would be all like Elma's best girl, and I'd be like, Elma's dumb. It's all about Lucoa, and we would just kind of go at it. But we kept it at least relevant to Elma versus Lucoa.
Yeah.
But now it's all like, well, Elma sucks ass because she has big titties. Nuh-uh, Lucoa has bigger titties, so she sucks the more ass. It's like, what? And they're both unrealistic. It's like, well, yeah, they're they're anime. It's supposed to be over the top, ridiculous, and not normal. If I wanted normal, I wouldn't be watching or reading manga or watching anime. I'd go outside.
Yeah. Exactly.
So then when they introduced Iruru, I was just like, oh boy. And so I remember that Glitch tagged me in that because I tagged him. God, that was like 2017 because I took that manga with me to Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I read that on the plane when they did that, and I remember the Itaru one because I believe it was either that one or the one after where the mangaka he was saying that he had to design and draw Lucoa's dragon form because of the anime. And he was like, I'd never even considered the need to do Luco in a dragon form because why would I ever do it? I don't have any plans to implement that in the manga.
Right.
But because in the anime they wanted it, now he had to go and design it. And so, yeah, he did all of that. And as soon as I saw Iruru's design, I was all like, oh, if they were mad at Toru, Elma, and Lucoa and Kana because don't loot the dragon, and it's like don't loot the 500-year-old. So yeah, then they introduced the Opie Loli, and I was like, I mean, then again, we live in the post-Hestia era now, so it's like, do Opie Lolis really offend anybody?
Apparently, because Twitter was all up in arms.
Yeah, right. So it just blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And people, mangakas and animation studios that just keep giving the middle finger to people that claim to be anime fans but don't get anime are my favorite. And so if any Iriru merch does come out, like she gets a Nendo or a Figma or probably a pop-up parade. I don't know if I'd do a Figma, but I'd probably do a pop-up parade or maybe a prize figure. I'll buy it.
Right.
So, and Iruru is basically like all the others too. It's like, Toru sucks. I'm gonna fight Toru because Toru, always picked on me back in the homeland, and now it's like, never mind. I'm just gonna go be a lazy sleep on the couch dragon.
Yeah.
But when Iruru works at the Gashi shop and meets Taka, the kid, yeah, and he's basically like looking at her boobs and all that, and she's just like, they're they look like human boobs, or really they're my fire sacks.
Oh really?
Yeah. So they actually have practical implications.
Well, I guess that makes sense because when she was fighting Toru, they lit up. So
yeah, exactly. Right? See, So it's a practical application, and people still aren't satisfied with that.
Nah. Well, people suck, so.
And these are the same people that claim to be fans too. It's like, okay. So, anime fans, but they don't know any like concepts or recurring themes of anime, and it's just kind of like, what? Okay.
You don't know the tropes.
Yeah, yeah. But we're the bad people. I'm the bad person. So.
Well, I mean, you don't like Elma, so yeah.
All right. How can I put this? How can I put this? Elma. Elma is a twat. And twat might be a bit of a harsh word, but Elma's a dork. Let's put it like that. That's a more gentler term. Elma's a huge nerd, and I don't. It's more like, why is Elma? You know, like, what is Elma? Why is Elma? And it's like, and you know me, I usually don't have I'm not one of those guys that always has to, be pro bad guy or like the bad guys. You know, I'll go either or. I don't pick allegiance. But it's like her sole purpose is to just nag and eat.
Okay.
And that's just kind of like, well, that's okay. Can we get more screen time for Lukoa now? If you're just gonna nag and eat,
I don't see the issue.
it just doesn't add anything for me. That's the issue. It's like she's not innocent like Hana, who's exploring the big world, the open world. And learning everything for the first time. She's not wise or sagely like Lukoa. Like everyone is like, oh, it's just giant titty monster. But then when you actually see what she's doing and how she, everyone comes to her for advice because she's an observer. She sees all, she knows all, but she doesn't. She has that knowledge, but so she can't participate in it. So, that's why she does so much, dicking around with Shota, because he's making assumptions about her and she's just like, that's not me at all. But once you get to know me, you'll see what I'm all about. And so, yeah, she does that. Even, Toru, obviously, and Toru is like fiercely loyal to all, everybody. She cares about everybody, even if they all want to come dick with her. And then we get to Elma, and it's like, okay, what do you do? Eat and nag.
I don't see an issue.
Of course you don't. Her shirt says eat.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't. Why is Elma?
I mean, well, if I was spoiled correctly, then she was trying to get Toru to be her friend again.
Yes. Gay Doragon. Yuri Doragon, yes.
Because apparently, Toru was mad that she was being worshipped?
Yeah, because...
I mean, well, what about Lukoa? I mean, she was worshipped as a god as well. But you don't see her getting, like, angry at her. And the only reason that I think Elma even went with it was because Toru was by her side.
Yeah.
And then what? Toru just left. No, hey, I don't like that you're doing this. I'm just out of here. And then just left her. Like, what is that?
I mean, again, I'm going to defend Lukoa and say that it was against her will. She really, didn't want to be worshipped. She just kind of was. And for Elma went out there because she's like, oh, they make delicious bread. I'm going to keep running with this. And I think that's what bothered Toru, was because it's like, you shouldn't be being worshipped. You should be fighting me because, you're a harmony dragon and I'm a chaos dragon. So, yeah. but
Okay, but they were
yeah,
friends.
yes, they were
Like
friends.
Elma considered her a friend,
Yes.
and the only reason that I remember watching this scene on YouTube, that she even really went along with it was because Toru was there by her side.
Yes.
And then
Again,
she just left. Like no
yeah,
discussion about it, no
yeah,
hey,
and
maybe
I
we shouldn't do this. Like just I'm just out of here.
yeah, and to be honest, even I'm watching that too, and it wasn't really explained that well in the manga either. It's hard to explain because there was a lot just kind of left open. Like I don't even know if you could say it's open for interpretation because there's just so much context missing.
Right.
And it's like they're like, oh, they're one's harmony, one's chaos, and it's like they fight, and then it's like, well, they're not fighting, and then they even said it too, like Elma's like, you're my friend, and then it's like the way Toru treats Elma doesn't seem like friends at all, and so when they're trying to make it emotional and all of that, and Toru just kind of shows up, leaves, and Elma's just there, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. I think honestly that was poor writing, to be fair.
So let me get this straight. Anything dealing with Elma where it possibly might explain what's going on, it's bad writing?
I can't explain it. I don't it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either.
Because, I don't know, it seems perfect to me.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Elma seems to have always considered her a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Toru had thought that she was a friend at some point.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden she just leaves because Elma's being worshipped. Again, no discussion about it, no nothing, just I'm out of here. But Elma still considers her a friend, so is trying to become her friend again. But Toru is just being mean and doesn't want anything to do with her without any kind of discussion about it.
I don't know what are you asking here? Are you just, is this a rhetorical question, or are you asking me?
I mean, I don't understand what you don't get about it.
Get about what?
The whole thing. Like, Elma is trying to be her friend again.
Yeah, I get that.
And Toru is just like, nah, I ain't doing this. But I'm not going to explain to you why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
You're right.
I don't get how this makes Elma a bad character.
She's not a bad character. It's just not interesting to me.
Okay.
So I'm saying, it's like, again, you like you said, it's all this emotional everything, and then it's like, what's her character do? The backstory is all very emotional. It's nice to look at. It's like, okay, cool, and then it's like you see Elma in the modern day, and it's like all she does is nag and eat.
Well, I mean, all she's done was eat before. I don't see how that's any different than now.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. Well, my whole thing was a whole bad writing aspect of it. Like, I don't see how that's bad writing.
Like I said, that's for me more so, because if you're asking me to explain it, I basically boil it down to Elma eats and nags. That's all I can explain it, because yeah.
Okay.
it's yeah, and you said everything that happened. You're not wrong, and they consider themselves rivals, and that's true. And now all she does is nags Toru and eats.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's fine. And I don't know. That's it. That's all I got, really.
Okay. Whatever.
Her shirt says eat.
Yeah. I mean, it was established in the first season that she loves to eat.
Yes. and that's your type, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, also, and like I said too, that season 2 Elma has done better, probably because of that backstory and the way they animated it and the way they portrayed it. Because again, they expanded on that part in from the manga. Like that part of the manga was maybe like 2 pages, 3 pages,
Right.
but they vastly expanded on that. But it wasn't like, I don't know, more heroic or of Elma or something. It wasn't more like enough for me to really like say why she stands up for the humans over Toru, but she still cares about Toru and cares about humans. Something like that. I guess a little bit more motivation is what I'm looking for. And that's where I'm saying it feels like poor writing to me because I don't get that. And I also understand that it's insinuated, like you're saying, about she considered Toru a friend and Toru just vanished. And it's like, yeah, but it's also kind of like, okay, little bit more, little bit more. No, okay, all right.
I don't know. This just kind of seems like an Emilia situation to me.
And a what?
Emilia situation.
Amelia?
Where I kind of feel like just about no matter what they say or give you, you're not going to like her. Which is fine. You don't have to like the character. I'm just kind of trying to understand the whole thing about
Yeah.
what it is you don't see. But I get it. I get what it is. So it's cool. Yeah, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you have to like Elma.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No.
I understand. No, and it's hard because yeah, like it's because that's the thing too is to both Amelia and Elma's credit. Maybe it's because the E characters, right? Their
Maybe.
names start with E's. It's hard for me because usually when I don't like a character, I'll be like, yeah, the character sucks. And it makes my job a lot easier because then I could just shit talk the whole time.
Right.
But I don't hate the characters. They're just, I don't hate Amelia and I don't hate Elma. They just exist. And so that's why it makes it makes more work for me to explain how they're middle of the road in my book, in my personal opinion. So it's not that they suck, but it's also not that I'm really paying attention to them either. And I think I said the same thing about Amelia as well, too. It was like, she elevated as well in the second season, but so did everybody else. So if she's on, like,
you claimed that, but I didn't see it.
What do you mean?
Like, you were like, okay, they gave you this whole thing about Amelia.
Uh-huh.
Like, all this information, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but this little girl stood up to this bad guy, so she's automatically above Amelia.
Wait.
I can't remember the name of the little girl. What was her name? The new maid.
Petra?
Yeah, Petra. Petra stood up to this bad guy, so she's above Amelia. Which is something you said, actually, in that review.
I'm vaguely remembering that, yeah.
Where you were like, oh, she's gonna stand up to this person, so yeah, she's elevated above Amelia. And oh, we got the new maid, and she's kind of cool. She's elevated above Amelia, and it's like they barely showed anything, but they're already above Amelia, even though they gave you so much about Amelia. Yeah. And again, like I've said, I'm not trying to make you like or put her above anything, but some of the reasoning you gave just didn't seem. It just seemed like you were just trying to look for anything to be like, yeah, they're above Amelia.
Yeah, exactly right. It's because, like I said, it's not. If it was a character that I don't like and I don't see qualities that I enjoy or I appreciate, then it would make my job easier. But they don't, and that's why it's even harder for me to explain why they don't suck, but they're also not that high in my book either.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of like stretching it out and bending over backwards, because I don't think they suck, but I would like to see more.
I mean, how much more of Amelia did you want to see?
It's like it's the SpongeBob and Patrick meme, because you're SpongeBob and you're showing me this, and then you take me to the window and you show me outside the window. I get what you're going through as well. I guess I'm just not there yet. Maybe someday I will. Maybe someday Elma will eat the Gomu fruit of justice, and I'll be like, well, that was pretty badass. Yeah, and like I said, me saying that they elevated their game is actually a compliment. Just saying. It's just that everybody else elevated theirs even more, so they're just above, you know.
Yeah, that was the part that I didn't understand.
So it's like I said, it's a step in the right direction, but yeah. So you keep it up, you'll get there. Elma will eat her way to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, man. It frustrates me too, because it's like, okay, you're doing something right. Can you expand on that a little bit more? No? Okay.
Well, I kind of understand Elma. Like, if you want a little more from Elma, because again, I haven't actually watched those episodes. These are just clips I saw on YouTube from the episode. Yeah. But Emilia, really? Give me more? Yeah. Like what?
I want more. I had a better reaction out of Echidna than I did out of Emilia. Hey, at least I didn't tell you to go kill yourself, because I'm a Rem fan.
No, you didn't.
But and I think to Emilia's case too, I think the Frozen Bond movie really helped as well. So, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, a whole movie. And a whole, like, here's her entire backstory and what happened. And you're like, give me more.
Yes.
Not good enough.
Correct.
She's still bad.
I wouldn't say bad. Maybe season 1 I would have said she's bad. But after season 2 and the movie, I would say she's better.
Okay. She's not good.
Yeah. She's not the best, but she's...
My thing is, I don't need you to say she's the best, but to take Petra and be like, well, she stood up to this character, so she's better than Amelia, is just like, oh, well, I just found any little thing and said, yep, she's better than Amelia.
Was it Petra? Did I really say Petra?
Yeah, you said Petra. Because it was when they were, Subaru and Garfield went to the mansion, and I forget, her friend that controls those beasts were like in front of her and Subaru, and she like said something and did the eye thing, and you were like, yep, she stood up to her, so she was better than Amelia because she stepped it up. And I'm like, really? Like, what?
Yeah, that sounds...
I don't forget stuff like this, so...
I applaud your loyalty to your wife, but don't get me wrong.
Like like I said, I'm not trying to get you to say like Amelia is the best character, but to put Petra above Amelia just because she stood up to her friend, ex-friend, is like, what?
Yeah.
Like if you said Beatrice or like whatever the other Beast girl name, whatever. If you like them better, then that's fine. But to be like Petra's better because she stood up to this bad guy is just like, what the heck? Like,
I mean,
it just makes me go, you must hate this character so much that you're going to look for any little reason to be like, yeah, she's better than this character.
I don't. I mean, like I said, maybe season 1 was boring as hell. Maybe season 1 Amelia was boring me, but where I am post season 2 and post movie is like I said, she elevated her character a lot, and like I said, it's in the same boat where trying to find reasons why I'm not like bobbing my head and like, fuck yeah, Amelia, is like I said, a lot harder, because I'm like, I can talk about all these other accomplishments that the other characters have done, and for someone like an Elma or an Amelia who's supposed to be a main character, and they haven't gotten there enough to make me stand out, like, that's what makes it more difficult for me to explain it. So, like, for instance, if Amelia is the main character, but it took her 2 seasons in a movie to get to be better, that's kind of like, but then you have someone like Petra who did a huge, massive accomplishment in her short time. I think that's when my angle is there. I think that's
not even a massive accomplishment. The only reason I believe she even really stood up to her friend is because Subaru was right next to her.
There. Little girl needs to protect her big brother, her Oni-chan.
I mean, she was right behind Subaru, but okay.
Yeah. There you go.
But like I said, I don't care that you are like she's towards the bottom, like Amelia. But it's not even that she's towards the bottom; like she's still at the bottom.
I mean, I think Amelia is better than Felix.
I'm talking about the girls.
Felix is best girl. Felix is a girl. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall being that harsh on Amelia.
Oh, you were.
That's about right, though.
I remember, because, like I said, I don't forget these kinds of things. Negative stuff, I remember.
No, this is fine. This is fine, because if I forget, then this is why I need to be reminded of this stuff. So, but yeah, I'm trying to. I don't even honestly remember that, and I don't remember. Not only do I not remember this conversation, but I also don't recall that part at the end. Like, I remember Garfield fighting Elsa, and Biko saving everybody from the killer rabbits from Monty Python. I remember that.
And totally overlooking Amelia's help as well.
I mean, Mother Fortuna was really what I was invested in, but
So Puck.
Yes, Puck.
Because I think it's pretty much well known that that's her, right?
Yeah, Puck is hot, man. Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, that's kind of like what I was getting at with the whole Elma thing. But I get what you're saying about Elma. So,
Yeah, it's and for me to personally go from this character sucks, I don't even pay attention to him, to let me tell you why they're on the right track, is an improvement. That's actually a positive thing. But I mean, to Elma's defense, I would say that I don't know. I just watched this week's episode. So, well, you know what? I'll put it like this. I'll say that Elma and Kana are about on the same level of my enjoyment with them. But Kana had a really good episode, the most recent episode, yesterday's episode, or this weekend's episode. So
was that her in America, or okay?
Yeah, her and Elma, or Kana in America. Yeah. So that, I don't know. Elma's gonna have a rough time of it. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but you know me, I like the gluttons.
yeah. No, it's
I'm not
too
even
bad.
gonna deny it. I like the gluttons.
Too bad Amelia doesn't eat. Oh, so you like the gluttons, but you won't drink Echidna's tea.
No, that's not gluttony.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess if you just wanted all the tea, then maybe. But yeah,
Drink her tea.
nah, I wouldn't drink her tea.
I hope they put the witches in the Isekai Quartet movie. I think that's what we need.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Is that coming out next year?
I believe so. Yes, yes, yeah. That and Overlord season 4 and Overlord. They announced 2 movies, I believe.
For Overlord?
Yeah, or at least I know for sure 1 movie. But yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait for those. Those are going to be awesome.
yeah.
Because I guess technically, yeah, they didn't say it would be a 3rd season. They just said they'd be back.
For Isekai Quartet or for Overlord?
Isekai Quartet.
Yeah, the next thing is going to be a movie.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, because at the end of season 2, they said Isekai Isekai Quartet will return, but it never said for season 3. So
Yeah, correct. I'm sure that it's probably a mess trying to get all of them together to come record and all of that. So
yeah, because they're always busy.
yeah, and now speaking of Isekai Quartet and Amelia and all of that, and me running defense. So I also, because today is Kayano Ai's birthday, I also, and I've said this too, season 1 of Konosuba, I didn't care for Darkness. I didn't care about Lalatina. Hold on, give me a moment. Hang on. I apologize. Hang on.
No problem.
Oh my god. Oh, these kids. Yeah, they put us all like in rooms across from each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I told them, yeah, we do this. But yeah, some of them are like, oh yeah. And so, and other thing too is that because so much time has passed, it's been almost like a month since we've been recording, so they didn't really understand how the whole recording process works. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they're over there. They're watching football because Raiders are playing right now, and this dude just like, he like landed on his neck basically, and it was like, yeah, let me go finish recording. So, also, I think it's because they're playing on the West Coast. The Raiders playing right now, and I think it's Raiders versus Chargers, I think.
Ravens.
So, Ravens? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think they're playing over there in Vegas, so they're on, like, West Coast time. So, it's about to be 11 p.m. over here, but that's still, like, what, 7 or 8 over there?
Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So, it's still, by your standards, it's early, but for us, it's, like, late. So.
Yeah. It looks like it's 4th quarter, but
Yeah.
Ravens have the ball 17-10.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. But yeah.
All right. So now that I'm done derailing that conversation about Kobayashi,
You're right. It's related though. It is related. Yeah, I was at Darkness, right? So, yeah, I wasn't big on Darkness, but I didn't even really catch the part. They started talking about it in the 2nd season where Darkness has shitty accuracy and can't hit anything. I never caught that in the 1st season of the anime.
really, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she mentioned that in the 1st season.
Probably. I just wasn't really paying attention, I guess. But yeah, I didn't know about that until the 2nd season when they were complaining about her accuracy, and then they got to the part where she talked about Darkness's ideal man, and that just killed me so much. I was all like, and Kayano Ai just sold the hell out of it, like no stutter, no pause. Like she probably even did it in 1 take, well maybe 2. I can only imagine her just like laughing in the middle of recording.
Yeah.
And she just did it. And I was like, holy shit, this woman just said that. I love it. And after that, I became a Darkness fan. And so the moral of the story, the point that I'm trying to make here is my mind can be changed, but you need to have a huge impact like that. Like you need to do that level of Darkness's ideal man kind of a speech. And so Elma and Amelia are getting there, but I haven't encountered that same moment yet.
Right.
So I'm not saying that it can't happen, not saying that they're the bottom of the barrel or the worst character. Like I said, if I thought the character sucked, this would be a much easier conversation. Because I would just like Artoria. Like Artoria, right? You see how I am with Artoria. Like I just unload on Artoria and I don't really care.
Right.
But when I'm trying to explain why they're not great, but they're not awful, now I really have to work. So when I love a character, it's easy. When I think a character sucks ass, it's easy. But when I'm trying to explain why they're middle of the road and they're not good, but they don't suck ass, then you're making me work, and that's just not fun for me.
Right.
So
it was just a little. I can't explain like the word, but it was like Emilia had a lot of like character development throughout the second half of the second season. Because let's face it, she wasn't really in the first half at all, except for like a couple of scenes and a few episodes.
Right.
But the second half was basically all about her backstory and everything. And they gave you all of this, and then you were like, but everybody else had something too, so they're above her.
Yes.
Despite how small it was.
I remember that. I remember saying that, that's for sure.
And I was like, really? I think he even said, even Rem. And I was like, but Rem was asleep the entire time.
Whoa.
You might have said even Rem as a joke, but
yeah, because even I will admit that's a little far fetched even for me. Yeah, and actually, you could probably quote me on this. I think I would put Amelia and Rem probably on the same level as well too. So yeah, I'm not for all things considered. And hey, it's Mina say all over again. I don't know. I'm not that big of a Rem guy, and I think honestly, as time has gone on, not that I despise or hate Rem because I admire her initiative. I just have cared less and less and less about Rem. The memes are funny. I'll always love sharing Rem memes.
Right.
But yeah, maybe her absence in the second season really just kind of just kind of made me impartial to her.
Right. Like,
so,
I believe I've said it before that I don't hate Rem. It's not her that I dislike. It's her fans. Like, I don't know. They just seem really pushy. And I'm sure there's a lot of pushy Amelia people too. Like I think it's pretty much even probably. But I hardly ever see that. It's more the Rem fans that I see going on and on and on and telling people to kill themselves because they want a figure of Amelia.
It's just some rando from Southeast Asia just like, oh, you like that Amelia statue? Go kill yourself. Just right off the cliff, man. No airbags, just right off the cliff.
Right. So yeah, it's less Rem and more just her fans, and it's not even all of them. You know how it is. The worst ones are the most vocal, but they're the ones that give them a bad name.
Yeah.
So it's not like I hate Rem. I don't hate Rem. Rem's fine. Like before the whole. I don't know. I forget. I saw a bunch of comments and stuff with like Rem fans and all this and that, and it's like you people are just Just get over it, God.
They're in denial, man. They're in copium. They need copium.
It just made me go, God, I just, this character is just bringing out the worst in all of these people.
Yeah. Well, Amelia has a long way to catch up to Petra, so you know.
Right.
The only thing, and when you're talking to me about something I said about Petra almost 2 years ago, I'm like, the only thing I know right now, when you say Petra, the first thing my mind immediately goes to is she's the same voice actress as Lolilot in FGO. Lancelot Fairy.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, same voice actress. So that's why you're really fucking with me when you keep talking Petra, and I'm just thinking of Lancelot, Lolilot.
The Petra thing really had an impact on me, okay?
Okay.
The whole, she stood up to this villain, so she's above Amelia thing was like, what? Really? Like, after everything they gave you for Amelia, this little girl being like standing up to a villain was like, oh yeah, she's above Amelia now. Like,
you sure you're not getting it mixed up with Frederica?
Oh no, I'm positive.
Okay.
Because
okay.
you brought her up like after Petra.
Okay. All right.
Because I expect Frederica to, not back down from a villain, and Petra, because Subaru is there, she's got to look good, so she's not going to back down. But that's to me the only reason why she wasn't really backing down. Like every other time you saw her when she was in the mansion, she was running away and trying to hide. And then Subaru's there, and all of a sudden she's going to stand up to a villain, and then it's like, oh well, that put her above Amelia. And I'm like, what?
Okay, all right.
Like I said, I don't forget negative things. It doesn't just go for anime, like real life as well. I remember more the negative stuff than I do the good things.
All right.
So, yeah, negative things you can always expect me to remember it.
Okay.
Especially about characters I like.
Okay.
So yeah, that Petra thing, just like what? But but yeah,
I agree. Because it was probably from me. It was probably even a throwaway line. Like I was just probably talking shit because I'm like, wait, what? That sounds pretty far fetched even for me. Like I don't deny that I didn't say it. I probably did say it. I don't know if I meant it, let alone in that way. Like, and I'm trying to think too. I was like, maybe it was another character.
No, because you brought up all the characters. So
yeah, okay.
Like I said, I don't forget negative things.
All right.
Positive, it has to be very positive, but negative, it's like, oh well, I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life.
Okay. All right. I need to start talking more shit about Amelia then. I can remember these things.
Right. Well, if you don't, I will.
Man. Yeah, and that's saying that I love Takahashi Rie as a voice actress, and I think that she's a lovely person. Takahashi Rie just seems like the kind of person that would never turn away a fan. Like even if they were like fat, ugly, smelly, and just the worst, she would still smile and take a photo with them.
Right.
So same thing. I don't want to insult her, but it's also like, Amelia, there, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah. And again, I don't even consider that an insult because, like I said, if I wanted to insult her, I would just talk to her like on the same level that I talk about Artoria. It's like useless, failure, glutton, terrible parent, stuff like that. That's how you know that I'm like I really don't like someone. But when
so I'm just supposed to believe anybody who comes up to me and say, "Hey, I'm your kid."
I mean, when they kind of look like you, same eye color and hair color.
Do you know how many people have the same eye color and hair color?
Sorry, they're making howling noises, but yeah, I mean, There, yeah, you should. I would recommend it. You know,
I don't know
Michael
about I don't know about that.
Michael Jackson sang about that in Billie Jean. So, yeah, be careful.
Yeah,
Always think twice.
think twice.
But yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So I guess we
yeah.
should talk about Jahy now before we get even more into it.
Yeah, now, like I said, if it takes me more brain power to talk about how neutral I am about a character than to be one way or the other. And now I'm also thinking about Karate Kid, and it's like you walk on one side of the street, safe. Walk on other side of the street, safe. Walk middle of road, grape goes squish. And that's kind of how I am now, because it's like, well, I like this, and that, but this, and that sucked ass. So, yeah, that's why Emilia is like not the worst, but she's not, right underneath middle of the pack. But yeah.
Okay.
So with that being said,
before we end it, then let me ask you this:
yes,
who would you put below Emilia?
Priscilla. That was the other candidate. Remember the one that?
The one that the like, not the Ojo-sama one. You like those?
Yes. The Ojo-sama one. Yes.
Wow. And Ojo-sama?
She hasn't done anything. So I mean, she didn't even have the excuse of being asleep like Rem. So.
Okay. It still took you a while to think of somebody.
Yeah. Well, because I have a hard time remembering the names.
Right. There's so many of them. There's so many characters.
I like Krush. Elsa. I mean, Elsa didn't really do a whole lot for me either, but I don't know. She was okay. I don't know. Yeah, Elsa is a hard one for me as well, because it's like Elsa, is the big antagonist. So because of the way that she raises conflict, we need that, because that's what made Barasu evolve.
Right.
But at the same time, too, as a character, it's like, what does she do? Stabs people.
She likes her guts.
Yeah. All right. I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I guess to tie this more into Kobayashi, then, who do you put under Elma?
I mean, it's such a small cast. It's like,
it shouldn't be that hard to think of somebody, huh?
I wouldn't put anybody under her. I would put people more on like the same level as her, and so I would probably put her on the same level as like Saikawa and Kana, as in they're like there, and they kind of make me like awkwardly laugh, but then it's kind of like, oh god, all right, there, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, which is funny because they all had an episode together. They went camping, so there you go.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you'll get to that in a couple episodes though.
Cool. All right.
So what is your problem with Jahy?
Jahy? Okay. I don't know. I get that she was like second in command of like the demons and all that. So she's got like this high and mighty attitude. But I don't like that high and mighty attitude. I don't know. Like some characters, they could pull it off. I don't know. It's annoying when she does it. Especially now that she's like living in a hole in the wall and still trying to be high and mighty. It's like you live in a hole in a wall and you refuse to pay rent. Which actually I do find funny. I find it funny that she's like constantly like, yeah, I'm not paying you your rent. Get away from me. I'm never paying rent. Like that, I find that funny. But I don't know. She just gets on my nerves. Like I'm sure there's 6 episodes. I'm only on episode 3. Maybe sometime down the line it'll change.
Yeah.
But right now, I just don't like her whole attitude.
Right. Which is a fair point to make, because this is something that when I was talking with my friend Patrick about, he kind of was on the same page as you, which is like, well, she deserves it.
Yeah.
She's just being a raging asshole, so she believes it. And I'm like, oh, but she's doing her best, you know.
She's doing her best to not pay the rent and.
Yeah. And to be fair, she doesn't get away with it.
No, she doesn't.
So that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, she's being a little dickhead, but she doesn't get away with it. Like Hikasa Yoko's character, by the way, whose name is Ryo, which is, Ryo means landlord or landlady in this case.
Yeah.
So her real name in the show is Landlady. So
wow.
But they call her landlord because of the whole demon kingdom and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's why Jahy still calls her landlord, to show that landlord is over her, because the whole second in command thing.
Kind of a way of showing respect.
Yeah, well,
kind
fear,
of.
I guess you could say, more like fear and rivalry.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's not even that she gets away with it. She always gets, like, she thinks that, she's still the tough shit, the big one in charge, and then they always kind of chop her back down to size.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why I'm like, aw. And yeah, and so I feel for her, but at the same time, I get it, and I also don't feel bad for Jahy. I think it's great.
Like, okay, I guess this could be kind of a good example, because I remember when we were talking about Gabriel Dropout, like in one of our first episodes, I think.
Yeah.
I brought up somebody in the comments who was like, you're not supposed to like her because she's a demon and she's supposed to be this, and I'm like, yeah, but she sucks at it. Like, she tries to be mean and she just can't be mean.
Are you
Josh?
talking about Vigny?
No.
Satania?
Satania.
Okay.
Because the same voice actress, right?
Same voice actress, yeah.
Yeah. And Jahy, she sucks at it, but she's serious about it. Like, Satania wanted to be like a bully or whatever, but she would always be like, I can't do it. I feel kind of bad. Or she'll be like, I gotta recycle. I gotta do this. Like when she was like with the dog, she helped the dog, and now it's like her dog.
Yeah.
Jahy, I think she had kind of a similar situation with the bird, but that was also because she had just rolled down a hill and she was in a bad situation too.
Yeah.
And then she got a big gem out of it.
Yes.
But for the most part, she's super serious about being mean and trying to be like the big tough person like she used to be.
Yes.
And it just kind of backfires on her.
Correct.
Like, I see that as a good example of showing why, if Satania was this way, I wouldn't have liked Satania either. Because Satania is like kind of a softie.
Yes.
She wants to be this big tough demon, but she's got a really like soft center, and she usually can't really go through with it, or most of the stuff she does seems to be more like a prank. Not even like mean, just, oh look, I'm gonna pull this prank on you, and haha, that's like super evil, and it makes it funny.
Yes.
And if she was more like Jahy, I think I wouldn't have liked her nearly as much.
So, what's funny to me is that I think that you have these characters on like two ends of the spectrum, the same spectrum, but opposite ends.
Yes.
And I think that as the series goes on, Jahy, you will find that Satani and Jahy basically come towards the center and almost basically become the same character. In that regard, that their attempts to be evil backfire, and they both kind of soften up as a result.
Well, Satania I saw as always being kind of soft.
Yeah.
Because even in her first introduction, she was getting mad at Gabriel because she wasn't separating the garbage and the recycling.
Yes.
But if Jahy kind of turns more into a Satania-like character, then yeah, I could see liking her. But for now, yeah, just her whole attitude just kind of irritates me.
How many episodes did you get through?
I'm only on episode, my next episode is 4. So okay, I just finished episode 3.
So you met Derouge, right?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think about Derouge?
I like her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think Derouge's good luck is justified towards Jahy?
Her good luck?
Yeah. Her fortune, let's say. Her good fortune.
Well, I know she liked the way Jahy treated her, because, she's kind of a masochist, but I guess so.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this person that you treated so horribly is now so much better than you.
Yeah.
She's got money. She's got tons of those gems. She's been on a roll with those gems. She had a garbage truck load.
Yeah.
And Jahy was all super proud because she had one big one.
Yeah. Yeah. So and so that's why I was like, I saw the masochist thing, and I was like, oh yeah, this is Roman's character right here.
Yeah. For now, we'll see some of the other characters. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'll feel about the magical girl. I'll have to see what she's like. Yeah.
Maho Shoujo. Because so the Izakaya owner, the one voiced by Kayano I haven't caught her name. They really just call her owner or One-chan, depending on who's talking to her.
Yeah.
So the same thing with Maho Shoujo. So they literally just call her magical girl.
Nothing else. No actual name.
Nothing else. They've shown her, her human form or her schoolgirl form, but they still just refer to her as Maho Shoujo, so magical girl.
Okay.
So who knows if we'll ever get real names, but for now, yeah, that's why when I say Maho Shoujo or magical girl, literally what her name is until further notice. But magical girl as well is a dork, but it's more like a tool kind of a way that she's presented. She thinks that she's doing the right thing, in gathering the jewels.
Right.
But she also is I'm all about justice, so I'll always keep going. I'll always do things. And I'm like, all right. And yes, she even had a magical girl transformation.
Nice. You can't be a magical girl without your transformation.
Correct. And watching, I'm sorry, just the implication of Uzaki and Nagatoro, opposing each other, it just blows my mind. I'm glad we got it. I just wasn't prepared for it,
Right.
My poor weeb mind wasn't ready for this. And they play off each other so well. I can't imagine them not high-fiving each other in the recording booth or just giggling to each other. Yeah, it's I get it. And there have been times when I've said to myself, in the back of my mind, Jahy is pretty annoying, but then when she gets her comeuppance, you know me, I'm all about the comeuppance. I'm just kind of
yeah.
Nice. So that's kind of why I'm not getting the frustration or feeling of frustration that you've gotten.
Right.
because it's always like it's worth it. Like the payoff was always that like Jahy gets shit on, so it's like it's all good.
Oh yeah, I enjoy that part, but you gotta go through a lot of her personality before you get to that.
Yeah, 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 and she gets better. She starts to realize she's being a little dickhead about everything, and she kind of lightens up a bit, but at the same time, too, must restore the demon realm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
So,
if she calms down a bit, like it doesn't even have to be a lot, like just a bit,
yeah,
then yeah,
she calms down a bit because of the supporting cast, which is great because honestly, they all seem like main characters to me.
right.
Like they all impact um, Jahy so much that they all have like their importance. Like you saw, look at the picture I just tagged you in with the Ryuo, with Landlady.
Yeah, the
It's
fusion
like
dance thing,
yes,
kinda.
yes, kind of because you don't want to get sued for copyright.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all come and they do their part in bringing her a little bit down to earth, for lack of a better phrase. Except for the one voiced by Mikako Komatsu, I don't understand her significance yet. They showed her for like a part of an episode, and then she went away, and so I don't know what her character's all about. Same thing with Ogura Yui's character. That's the little girl. I haven't gotten to her yet, so I also don't know what's her significance.
Okay.
The little kid, the little boy, in the manga, he was like very early. Like he was in volume 1 of the manga, but I don't know when he's gonna show up in the anime. But yeah, Ogura Yui also sings the opening. So that's they also were like, hey, you want to sing the opening? You want to voice a character? So. And Ogura Yui is usually typecast as like little children because she just has that voice.
Yeah.
But for me, she'll always be Priestess from Goblin Slayer, so you get used to it.
Okay, so it's priestess.
Yes, it's Priestess.
Okay. Remember, I don't know names unless it's like some of the big names.
Yeah. Like Takahashi Rie.
Yeah, I know her. Yeah, shooting in FGO.
Yeah. Aoyuki, your waifu.
Mm-hmm. MASH.
Yeah. Oh man, you would murder our guy in Discord by saying those things. But yeah. Yeah, it's great. So I'm not gonna dispute you with thinking that Jahy's a little shithead. I agree with you, as a matter of fact. And that's why I just die laughing when she just gets dicked around with and all of that, and Kayano Ai's character just calls her Jahy-Chan and just loves her to death and all of that, and it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
So, can you just believe that Chinese asshats wanted to bring down Kayano Ai? They wanted to cancel her. Can you believe that?
Considering what China has tried to cancel people over before, then yes.
Yeah. Jeez.
Say any little thing about them, and we're gonna ban you, blah blah blah. Like, shut up, China.
Was it you the one that was saying they still haven't taken her character out of the Azur Lane USA?
Yeah, last I checked, she was still the voice actress.
Okay, good. Oh man. Yeah. So and again, as of the recording of this episode, it's her birthday today. So 34 years old. So technically can be considered an Ada.
Nice.
I don't think she's had children yet, so she's not quite Mamako, but she does qualify as Ada.
Nice.
So, but in this instance, she's One-chan, so yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't show her a whole lot in episode 2. No,
she gets
3.
a lot of
Episode
screen
3, I mean.
time. Yeah, she gets a lot of screen time. She's a recurring character, and she helps move the plot along a lot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah,
I'll have to look forward to that then.
yeah, it's yeah. So, you said you're on episode 3 or
I
4?
finished episode 3. I'm on episode 4.
All right, you're on episode. Okay, so you're on episode 4. Um, yeah, yeah. 4, 5, and 6. I think keep getting better, and better. Yeah. It's hard because I don't want to say too many spoiler things, but I'm also trying to encourage you to keep going because I think it gets better. And yeah, I think episode 4 you actually get introduced to Mikako Komatsu's character, and then 5, last week's episode, is Maho Shoujo, and then this week's episode is the continuation of that meeting, let's say. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
But again, I think that them portraying Magical Girl as kind of a jerk, and she doesn't even know that she's being a jerk, I think is just even more hilarious.
Nice.
Because I'm just thinking of like Madoka and Sailor Moon, and they think they're doing the right thing, but really they're just like beating up some poor monsters that don't even, they think they're, oh, I'm just gonna go and break into this store, steal this magical energy because my kid needs it because they're dying and whatever, and it's just like you just ruin their whole like game plan, ruin their whole family structure. I mean, literally, she destroyed the entire kingdom by breaking the jewel, and now she's just like, I'm doing it for justice, and it's like, you put Jahy inside of a shack.
Yeah.
So it's like, was that really necessary?
Yeah, she just kind of busted in there and just destroyed the jewel.
Yeah. It's bare fist too, just bare fist. Yeah, you get kind of an idea of Magical Girl's gorilla strength, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so she's got like super strength too.
Basically, yes. Yeah, it's she's pretty OP. Let's just say that. And yeah, I don't want to say too much. I think she has a couple other traits that's why I'm like, this is hard, because it's like on the one hand we have the Rouge, who is a masochist, which I know Roman is also into, but then you have Maho Shoujo, who's kind of like, yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to say anything more. I want you to get there and watch it, and then you can tell me how wrong I am.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'll try not to disappoint you.
Yeah. Now you already disappointed me by saying that you think that Jahy's annoying.
Well, I mean, she kind of is.
It's funny that you think that Jahy is more annoying than Uzaki. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't find Uzaki annoying. Because I know Uzaki's trying to help out her senpai.
Her senpai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it's an easier task too, because you saw that Uzaki was, trying to help him not be a loner, and she cooked for him and all of that, so
Exactly.
she has more redeeming qualities. I get it.
Yeah.
But you can tell that Jahy improves herself because she starts to appreciate the small things. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I obviously you don't need to force yourself to like a show, but I like I said, I'm easy to please, and I think that there's a lot more to it from what I've seen, and I hope it keeps this up. But
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of shows where the main character is obnoxious, so brace yourself.
Well, usually I could find like a side character that makes me go, okay, I can keep watching this because of them. And while what is her name? Druge or Druge?
Yeah, Druge. Yeah.
Well, I like her. I need to see more.
Yeah, dude, she hasn't really come back.
No.
No, because they were like focusing on like all the other characters. So from episode like 3, which one is like her last appearance?
Yeah.
That wasn't in like one of the post-credit scenes.
Huh.
She hasn't been back because it was like episode 4 is Mikako Komatsu's character. Episodes 5 and 6 is like Magical Girl, and we'll see what happens next week.
Okay. Well.
But yeah,
We'll see. I guess.
yeah.
I guess the only other character that would keep me coming, other than maybe the owner, would be the landlady.
Kayano Ai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, she found the jewel, and you know she couldn't find the remote to her TV. It's truly tragic.
Right. These poor people.
Yeah. I wrote it too. I think I wrote it on the Facebook page. But if you enjoy Kayano Ai's voice, you can always go play FGO, load up Murasaki, and then when you activate her normal phantasm during the animation, she actually sings haiku. So.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, that's all her. She's Murasaki.
Oh yeah.
Ikeboo. So yeah, and then because there's 2 animations, so one of them is her singing haiku, and then the other one is her just reading Monogatari. I keep wanting to say Katana Monogatari, but I was like, no, that's different. So, Genji no Monogatari, so Genji's tale.
Okay.
That's what she wrote.
Nice. That's the one they keep talking about in FGO, right?
Yes.
Like what's his name? Is it Hans?
Yes.
And Shakespeare.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then Sei Shonagon comes in, and it's just like, yeah, yay, what's up? Cool. It's like, all right.
And she is what's her name from Dumbbell, right?
Yeah, I Faruz.
Yeah.
Jolene Cujo next year. You saw what they're doing with JoJo on Netflix, right?
No. What are they doing?
One episode a month.
A month? Well, how many episodes are there going to be?
Oh. I think most JoJos are usually like 40 plus episodes.
So they're trying to stretch this out a lot.
Yeah. Unless they're going to be like hour-long episodes.
Well, even still, that's like 20 episodes? If it's like 40 episodes?
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, Aifaruz as Sei Shonagon, who is currently in the summer event, and for us in the international server, we'll see her in Valentine's Day.
She's also in the Konosuba game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were showing me. Or you showed us, I should say.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey.
Does she sound the same? Is she still using her Hibiki Sakura voice?
Let me see. Who was she again?
It's okay. You don't need to load it up. It's okay.
Well, I've already got the game open, so.
Wow.
Because I was getting some my login stuff.
Yeah. Ozora Naomi, who does Uzaki and Jahy, actually is Yuki in Princess Connect. So the trap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
So. Yeah. So you can tell she's just doing all of Roman's favorite characters.
Right.
Tanya, Uzaki, Jahy, Yuki.
Oh, here she is. She plays Cicely, who's a priestess for the Axis cult.
I like her already.
That's her.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't say she's doing Hibiki, but she's there.
Hibiki. All right. Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, she just got herself a summer swimsuit, so. So both of them got a swimsuit.
I was gonna say 2 swimsuits, nice. But yeah, but she won't be up. Her banner won't go live for like what's today? Monday. So her thing won't be up until Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah.
They said Wednesday
for a week. Yeah, because it's usually like a week between banners. But I in FGOJP, I hadn't even touched it. I like watched the intro and that's it. So I'm focused on ending Gilfest. So, but yeah.
Well, I've been focused. Like I've been mostly playing the JP one because I need the materials.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to level up many of my characters because I don't have any of the materials.
Yeah.
And like even now, I can't even level up a Lancer completely because they all need those stupid night medals, and
Jeez.
they aren't available in the event this time, which is a little upsetting. But whatever. Like, who needs one? Lancelot, Fairy Lancelot.
Yeah.
I think she needs like 10 or something for just her. I think second or third ascension. She needs a few. It's. I don't like it. And then I need some for Bradamante, who I got like not too long ago. And well, what's her name? Valkyrie doesn't need any, but I need 3 more of those rainbow crystal thingies.
Oh, the Aurora Steel.
Yeah, those things. And I haven't gotten to Lost Belt 2 yet. Like I haven't started any of the Lost Belts yet, so I can't get it yet.
Word.
Unless it's like a login bonus.
Which it was, but yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. So I probably got to wait a little bit before it's back again.
Yeah. But, well, with that being said, I guess we can wrap up Jahy and get out of here so you can get to work on your thing, and I'm going to go to sleep. But yeah. So, yeah, so you'll continue on those 3 shows.
Yep.
I'll keep going. We're back on schedule every other week.
Yes.
Anything else? Anything like... I know that we said probably next time we might talk a little bit more about this, and we'll probably start talking about the fall season, because that's right around the corner, like at the end of this month.
Yeah, I think next time we'll be talking about what we're going to pick up next season. Hopefully by then I've caught up on everything from this season and what I wanted to finish for last season, so I can actually, watch some stuff.
But I mean, the only answer is Komi, so Komi-san is the only real answer, so let's be honest.
Who?
Wow, the show that's not Uzaki, Nagatoro, Takagi, Jahy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we don't bully.
Oh, we don't?
No, she's voiced by Kaguya-sama. You don't bully Kaguya-sama.
Unless you're like the president, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, this the senpai one, my senpai is annoying, looks pretty funny too, but
that's also in fall?
Yeah, it's also fall.
Oh shit.
It says October 10th.
Oh, I didn't think it was this so soon, but okay. All right, even better. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll talk more about that when we get into it next time.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty then. Well, good getting back into the routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I got. appreciate you. Also, you're a pain in the ass when you make me actually think. So, trying to get me to justify my putting Amelia in the middle of the road.
Well, I mean, it's better than me thinking he just hates this character so much.
No, Sam, like I said, it makes it even harder. If I did hate the character, I can give you a whole litany of reasons.
Yeah.
But if I don't hate the character. Now I'm like,
Yeah, now I gotta think.
yeah. So.
Alright, and it looks like the Raider game went into overtime, so.
Nice. Alrighty then. Alrighty then, well, appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. So, yeah, next one, guys, is going to be in a couple of weeks. Because, every other week now. So, back on schedule like we used to be.
Yes.
And it's going to be about what we're going to be watching next season.
Yeah.
So.
And I hope I came out clearly over this Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure on my end there's going to be the computer over here buzzing in the background, but you sound fine. At least on my end.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So we'll see you all next time then, or talk to you all next time because I'm not actually looking at you.
Later. Peace.
Bye.